A very good morning to all of you, and today we will be doing the second chapter of grade 12 political science book A, that is the disintegration of the USSR or the end of the situation of Cold War in the world. And first of all, let's talk about the USSR. Let's talk about this union of Soviet Socialist Republic, which comprised of 15 Soviet republics. Right, what was that system and how it is so that such a powerful system it came to an end, etc. So this union of Soviet Socialist Republic, it came into being after the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917, and I must say that it was the biggest attempt of mankind to remove all kind of discrepancies or to remove all kind of inequalities from the human society. It was the biggest attempt against capitalism, and which was quite successful because USSR was, I must say that after USA, it was the most powerful country of the world of the time. And the Soviet political system, it was totally based on communism, and it was totally against capitalism. And the system was such that the entire power, the whole authority of the system, it was centralized in the state, and which was run by just one political party, that was communist one. And there were number of other countries, especially of East Europe, which were liberated with the help of the USSR from the fascist forces after the First World War, and they were under the control somehow, directly or indirectly, they were under the control of the Soviet Union. And the Soviet Union kept them all together, and especially this Warsaw Pact, it kept them all together, it kept them united. And these countries were called the countries of the Second World. And in most of the countries, USSR had its dominance, of course indirectly, because most of these countries, they would have communist governments, and which were indirectly controlled by the state of the USSR, which was governed by just one political party, that was communist one. And any other kind of economic system other than communism, or any other kind of political opposition any other political party, which was not at all allowed in the USSR at the time. And USSR was the second largest and the richest economy after the USA at that time, and it had a very complex communication network of the time, and it had a vast concentration of energy resources such as fuel or steel, etc. And it had totally, its industry was totally based on domestic consumer needs, and from up into a car, everything, whatever was required, whatever was needed by the public, everything was produced within the country only. And all the facilities, basic amenities, basic needs, everything was provided to the public by the state at a very, I must say that, reasonable prices. So all the facilities, so people must be happy under such governance. But there were number of reasons why is it so, because of course USSR was a very powerful country. In the first chapter also, when we were discussing the First World War, when we were discussing the Cold War, I had made this thing very much clear, that what is the meaning of bipolarity. Bipolarity means concentration of power within two power blocks, and one of the power block was the USA, America, and the other power block was the USSR. So other than the USA, USSR was the most powerful country of the time. Now, why is it so that it came to an end? Why is it so, when it was such a powerful country, its economy was such a rich one, and all the facilities were provided to the public by the state only, why is it so that it was disintegrated? Right? Because it was disintegrated, that is the reason this Cold War came to an end. When there are two power blocks and one power block is no more over there to give a challenge to the first one, what will be the condition? The situation of Cold War is no more over there. And this is what happened in 1991 with the disintegration of the USSR. So all those reasons and what were those circumstances which led to the disintegration of the USSR, we will be discussing in my next video.